This is Bessie Jackson at St. Frederick Baptist Church, representing the African American Museum here in Marble Falls, the first in Burnett County ever. We have so many unknown elements of the Black history of the Black community. We're trying to pull it all together and put it in one place. We doing a fundraiser to raise money. The Historical Society will restore, but we don't have anything to restore except material. We need brick and mortar, so we're trying to build a museum on the property here at the church on the Avenue Inn in Marble Falls. We're working with our regular and our local uh, museum here in Marble Falls, Colorado. We also work with the graveyard because there are a lot of African Americans that are buried there, and we don't know who they are. We don't have names. We have some names, but we don't know where they are placed. So we're trying to work something out where we can have those people represented in the graveyard in the cemetery. We've doing a lot of work. We're working with the Historical Society to try to get things all lined up. We're working with different churches that are so excited about the progress. Also, we're working with the school district. You know that they have this systemic racism and all of these crazy things that they got going. They don't want certain things taught in the school. We have a library written by African Americans, Native Americans, and Latino, and for to be able to check out and then have classes here in the museum where you can learn about whatever. We're also working with all these other entities where you can find online the ancestry. I think this lady had done just a tremendous job on connecting people to one another, whereas most of them didn't have any idea who the parents, grandparents, great grandparents, and things were. We're trying to pull that together through the ancestry part, through looking at the census and where people lived and how they came to from one point to the other. In this area, it's very small, and some people call it affluent because we got all of this money around us, but there is no representation of the Black community. And we do a tremendous job here at the church. We send out over 1,000 plates a month through the community. And it is not all Black people. It is a community thing where we serve God's people. We want to continue to do that. We started Black History in 1965, no, 67. And we've been doing that every year, and we just keep accumulating different things. We have missionaries that have gone to Africa, to Kenya, to Nigeria, and different places, and they have brought artifacts and all those things back. And they were in their garage. And then when we started this, they started contributing these things to the museum. So we have real artifacts, not made in Japan, really African. We've got aprons and cloth and material that was made with the roots and all the things and the dye that they actually put their hands to that have been donated to us. And this is going to be a tremendous asset to Marble Falls community. The Chamber of Commerce has a tour guide. This will also be on the tour thing when you go to different museums. Falls on the Colorado, the Cochrane Museum in Burnett, African American Museum will be on that list. And so there'll be lots of things, and then there'll be a lot of things learned. This is not for a negative content, it is for knowledge, to know how we all have come together as a people to make everything work. We worked in the fields, we worked out of the Granite Mountain, a lot of at the cemetery. There are a lot of graves up there where African American people died. I think it was Chinese people Also prisoners that were people that were in prison. Those people are buried up there in that cemetery, but nobody knows who they are. So we want to try to give them some honor in some sort of way, and nothing else except putting them on a monument saying that these were people that uh, came through and contributed to uh, the history of Marble Falls, and I think the capital of Texas, there in Austin. All those men worked and sweat and died to make that rock and to cut it and do everything that was necessary. Then they, a lot of them are not represented because they had what they call black lungs. At that time, when they were doing this, they didn't have the proper equipment for safety. So a lot of them died from black lungs. And those are things that we want to try to bring to life, uh, honor those people for the work and the service that they have done for this community. Everything we have here is because somebody suffered, somebody died, somebody contributed some blood, sweat, and tears that we might be able to enjoy what we enjoy today. This church has been moved 3 times. It was down in the bottom. And what I was particular about Marble Falls, we don't have quote a black community, a Spanish community. Everybody live wherever they can afford to live, and that settles that. But down at the bottom is where the school started, and it was George Washington Carver. We cannot find no pictures of that school. If anybody out there know where they can find George Washington Carver School in Marble Falls, a picture, a teacher, a principal, or something like that, we would be more than glad to accept that. Now we got the blueprints of it, but we don't have any tangible pictures of what happened there. Also, they turned into uh, the neighborhood center. That center has since been torn down. But there are lots of things that's out there that we don't have records of. And we're just trying to get those records and put it together in a format where your cousins, nieces, nephews, children, grandkids can come and see where their ancestors came from in a positive way, in a whole positive way. So that's the essence of our whole effort. And we're trying to raise money. We've set out sponsorships. Our sponsorships start from 500 to $2,500, and get your name put on a plaque. And we've been more than happy to accept your money. You can send a check to Post Office Box 812, or you can email me if you have any questions at Bessie, BessieJackson 950 at gmail.com, or you can mail it to Post Office Box 812, Marble Falls, Texas, and we will be more than glad to return your answer your questions or find out whatever else you need to know. And we're just grateful to have this opportunity to be connected to all these fabulous people that are doing all of this ancestry and historical things over there. And we're just so grateful for people taking part in this program. Thank you very much.